Hi, my name is Imo and welcome to my channel In My Opinion, where I discuss creative outlooks to endlessly inspire hope, connection, and self-love. So today I wanted to get on here and talk about uncertainty. Uncertainty has been a topic I have been thinking about during this season of my life. I haven't had a good relationship towards uncertainty. I am someone who likes things to be predictable. I like to know the outcomes. I like for things to be set up, and I like to know what is going to happen. I think I have more of an anxious personality where I like to plan and feel secure and feel settled. And when you are somebody like that, that does not typically go in line with uncertainty. So here we are. I want to create a better relationship towards uncertainty. And so I was thinking the other day, what are 3 things that are good about uncertainty? And I want to share them with you. Some of the thoughts that were coming up for me when I was journaling about this topic. So I was fighting really hard to convince myself that uncertainty is a good thing. So number 1, feelings of uncertainty, if we use them that way, if we frame our thoughts that way, feelings of uncertainty can function to ground us in the present moment. They can function to solidify and settle us in the today, in the here and now, in the present. And I firmly believe that we can find everything that we need in today, in the here and now. And so how do we access what we have in the here and now? How do we have a mindset where we're able to focus on and appreciate what is directly in front of us rather than fixating on what is in the future or what potential plethora of outcomes are going to happen or not happen in the future? And that is one word, and that is gratitude. When we have moments in our day, spaces of time that we create to feel thankful, to feel appreciative, to express gratitude, we gain a deeper sense and acknowledgement in our minds of what is actually in front of us. What do we have to be grateful for in the today? So sometimes I do gratitude maybe by journaling. At the end of the day, I would note down 3 things that I am thankful for that day. And I feel that positioning my mind to have to conjure up and think about my day and think about the things that made my day the way it was is very important and very helpful, because sometimes our minds can be very scattered. We can be thinking about what happened yesterday, what is going to happen in the future, and we don't have time to settle in and just stop and say, well, what was it about today that was so great? What was it about today that was fulfilling, that was inspiring, that made me feel happy and nurtured as a person? So there are so many things to be grateful for. We can be grateful for our bodies, for our minds, for our senses, for the people around us, for the communities that we belong to, for the food that we get to eat, for the homes that we live in, for the air that we breathe, for the fact that we can even breathe. There are so many things to be thankful for. And when we allow ourselves to think about the present moment and think, what is it about this moment that is nourishing me and fulfilling me and making me and making my life continue on, we find that there's a whole host of things to be grateful for. Allowing ourselves to be grounded in the present moment is a good thing, because the present moment is actually the only moment that even exists. The past is already over, and when we get to the future will be the present moment again. So the present moment realistically is the only moment that actually exists. So why can't we stay in it, behold it, and enjoy it a lot more? Centering in the present moment allows us as well to have gratitude today. If you think about it, the people in your life, the scenarios in your life, the situations that are around you, all of the different variables in your life, they are constantly fluctuating, they're constantly changing, and they will never be the same way as they are today. And that is something to be thankful for. If you think about it, the way your life is today will never be the exact same way that it is. And so why not be thankful for the way that your life is exactly as it's presented to you today? Feelings of uncertainty, if we use them in that way, can also allow us to be creative. So the fact that we can't see the future is actually a good thing because it enables us to create the future. Think about it. If you knew exactly what would be happening in your life, maybe let's say a month from now or 6 months from now or a year from now, if you knew exactly what school you would be going to, what workplace you would be in, the people that would be in your life at the time, how much money you would be making, what trip you might be on, or any host of things, if you knew exactly what would be happening at that time, do you feel that it would really give you the motivation to work for that thing? There are so many different possibilities for the future, and we have that autonomy, we have that hand in creating a large number of outcomes for ourselves. If we knew exactly how something would turn out, would we be creative enough to put in the work to create that possibility? For me, I'm not sure that I would be. So not knowing what's going to happen in the future, being uncertain, actually allows us to get to work and put in the effort to create that outcome. Another reason why we might be so uncomfortable with uncertainty is because we are so fixated on the outcome and not the process. I'm sure you've heard of that saying that it's about the journey and not the destination. I think that having feelings of uncertainty and repurposing them for good allows us to focus more on the process and not the product. We turn our attention towards the journey and not necessarily the outcome. It's the ride and not the destination. It's the growth and not necessarily the gain. And I would say that it is the growth that is the game. If you think about it, if you've ever had a goal in your life that you really wanted to accomplish. So for me, since I was in high school, I wanted to be a teacher. That goal, that desire for my life, it spanned many, many years, and there was so much work that I put into it. Like I volunteered a lot in high school. I would tutor, I would read different books. I had to go to school for, to become a teacher. I had to go to school for that. And if you think about it, it is really the journey, all of the different things that I did, all of the growth that I received in all of those different areas that has actually made me who I am today, and not necessarily the goal itself, which is becoming a teacher. And I think it's the case with anything that we go through in life. It is, again, you could say it is the present moment and how we show up in the present moment and what we learn in the present moment that creates the growth. It is the process and how the process presents itself in the present that makes us who we become, that makes us more mature and wiser people, more empathetic, more caring, and just people who are able to resonate and relate to each other. And uncertainty allows us, because we don't know what's going to happen, because we don't know how things are going to play out, it allows us to take our focus off of the future and the outcome and what's going to happen and repurpose that focus to today and what can I do today to invest in myself? What can I do today to nourish myself, to grow? Feelings of uncertainty also allow us to recognize and see within ourselves what we find to be important. I think whatever we feel uncertain about or whatever we feel fearful of for the future, whatever is creating that sense of discomfort inside of us, helps us to kind of do a self-inventory or assessment to see where are we focusing our attentions? Why is my mind going towards this area or that area or this area? And I think once we're able to do that self-inventory and that self-assessment to understand these uncomfortable feelings of uncertainty, what are they focused on? It allows us to get to work to creating solutions, like I was sharing earlier about creativity. So we can find resources, we can talk to people, we can read books, We can even do inner work inside of ourselves to feel more comfortable and have a better relationship with that aspect of our lives that is causing us to feel fearful or uncertain. And ultimately putting in that work to find those resources, whether they are external resources or internal resources, again, it creates that sense of growth inside of us. We are building, we are nurturing ourselves, we are nurturing others in the process. We are learning more about ourselves and engaging in that process of self-discovery. And we ultimately are watering and investing in this very important person, which is you. So I'm going to close this video with a thought here. So I was thinking the reason why I feel very uncomfortable with ambiguity and uncertainty is because my brain is wired towards fear. And when I think about uncertainty, I am fearful because I'm thinking more so about all of the things that could go wrong, all of the things that will not be in my favor. If there is an outcome that I have to then move through and deal with and it causes me a lot of pain, my thoughts are focused more on fear, and they're not focused on love and goodness and happiness and growth. That's not where my mind is focused. My mind is focused more so on fear. So what I would like you to do is I want you to close your eyes and think about three things that you would consider to be good things that have happened in the past year. Yes, there may have been very hard and distressing and devastating things that have happened in the past year too. But for the sake of this exercise, just think about three things that have happened to you that you would consider good in the past year. Maybe it could have been meeting a new friend. It could have been going to your favorite park in your city. It could have been attending a show or a concert. It could have been acquiring a new job. It could have been even some inner growth that you went through in the past year that you feel has helped you and has moved you along in your journey. So think about those three things for a moment and just remember that those three things all happened in a space that we would call uncertainty. You didn't know that those things were going to happen. All of those things were uncertain outcomes at one point in your life, and those were good things. So the purpose of this activity is to remember that uncertainty isn't just about fear. Yes, it is normal to feel fearful when you're thinking about the future, but uncertainty is also about the good things that are part of your future, the new people that you meet, or the people that are already in your life and the memories that you get to continue to have with them, the experiences that you get to create for your life, good things, pleasurable things, things of growth, things of purpose. That is all part of this uncertainty. And I hope that helps you. I know it definitely helps me, but I hope it helps you feel more at peace with uncertainty. Now, I want to ask you, what is your relationship towards uncertainty? And are there things that you do or tell yourself to have a better relationship towards uncertainty if you don't? And if you do, if you're someone who welcomes uncertainty with open arms, what are the things that you do to, feel good about the future or to feel good about outcomes that, are not in your control? I would love to know. Please comment below and like and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching.